I'm Xenochromia for Surfcasters Journal. One of the most difficult things that we have to deal with while putting the magazine together is product reviews. And the hardest part for us would be if one of you bought a product that we recommended it and then it turned out to be a dud later. And obviously there's always a possibility that some of the products that we tested are not going to stand the test of time. We can only test them obviously for only certain amount of time, but and I'm going to show you a product here that I personally wish that I didn't buy and that we wrote about it. But first I'd like to look back at these Hansom pliers, and they had definitely something that I'm glad I got. These pliers have been on my belt for about a year. Now it's June 2012. They got washed for the first time after about a year and a half on my belt. They were totally caked in salt. They were still doing their jobs, but I just had a hard time opening them. I wanted to let them deteriorate as much as possible before I actually clean them up and see what I got. I washed them yesterday, just some warm water and soap with some WD-40. You know, they open beautifully, they work fine. I tell you, for about a year worth on the belt, they are in excellent shape. I wasn't really expecting them to be in this good of a shape. When you get a pliers that are light, made out of these type of materials, you will give up, you know, there's a bit of a trade-off. With our heavier pliers, like the Manleys, they are going to be stronger. If you need to twist a hook and something like that, you're not cutting a hook with these pliers. Okay, these are not the type of pliers that you should be attempting to cut the hook unless in an emergency. But most of us carry pliers on our belt to cut the braid and not the hooks. Hopefully you'll never have to deal with a hook in your hand. You ever try to cut a braid with the Manley pliers? It's almost like pulling teeth. After being on my belt for about a year and a half, and these are original cutters which I have not changed, they still cut braid like they're brand new. Absolutely no hesitation, and obviously it's not fair to do a test on cutting braid when there's no tension. The better test would be when the tension is on the line, and obviously any plier is going to have an easier time cutting the braid when there's a tension present, when there's not. But these pliers, they have no issue cutting the braid either way, with tension, without tension. So 50 bucks buys you a lot with these pliers. I really am happy that we tested them. I'm really happy that we recommended them. Something else that I told you, it's this Olympus stylus tough 8000 camera. Granted, I'm a little more maybe tougher on my equipment than most of you are. I leave this on my belt for weeks at a time. I don't wash it. Maybe that's why I had issues with it, but every one of these Olympus cameras that I ever bought eventually lasted a year or two, and then you know, if you're gonna have a problem with the viewfinder here opening and closing with salt, you will have a problem if you don't wash it. That goes without saying. That's the way they design, and that's fine. That's something I expect. But generally, these cameras, I've been having a problem with the corrupted cards. And then you call the Olympus and they says, well, you know, send us the card, we'll analyze it. I already analyzed it, bought another card, it still doesn't work. It keeps corrupting the card. It's not the card, it's whatever is inside. So, against my better judgment, I went and bought another Olympus camera about 3 weeks ago. This is the Olympus Tough, I don't know what this is, to be honest with you, what model this is. I can't read the darn thing. TG820. I bought it because it has the 1080 video. Don't buy it. This camera has an awful time focusing on anything. So if you're on the beach and you think you're going to take a nice video, and you put the video mode on and you hold your camera, and this camera basically we're going to focus 1 second on that guy, 1 second on a seagull. it's a mess. The picture is absolutely beautiful. It's stunning. Okay, but the focusing part, it's terrible. That's one. The second part is, if you look in between the two cameras, the old camera had a separate button for all your scenes and for all your adjustments. The new camera's got a single toggle switch. You try to do this with wet hands or standing on a rock, trying to go to the menus to find out what you want, or when it's freezing cold in the surf, it's not worth it. If maybe you get the camera that has set of controls like this, I would consider it. Something like this, I only had it for a few weeks and I'm not impressed whatsoever. That's about it. But I kind of wanted to show you these pliers more than anything else. Considering I had it for about a year and a half, I think they're in a darn good shape, and I am still impressed the way they cut braid. And like I said, for $50, this has been a really, really good investment.